Greetings, everyone. I'm Eric with Your Essential Practice. The shiner's from a bike accident. I promise I feel a lot better than I look. So welcome to your weekly rune reading. The sun's moving into Leo on the 22nd. Happy birthday, solar return, all you Leos out there. This ignites bold truth, radiant presence, heart-led expansion. It's time to stop hiding and start living in your light. Right away with this week in Mercury retrograde, starting on the 18th, our voice and purpose may feel tangled. We're called to speak with truth, not just in volume, but led with the heart, right? Not with the ego. That's where this rune reading will guide us. So the ancient symbols cut through the noise to reveal what's essential, to release, embody, and where you're called to rise. And for deeper connection, we've just started this HŌLD group. It's called the HŌLD. And there are bi-weekly gatherings, the first and third Sundays of each month, called the Path and Pulse. And those are on the first and third Sundays, again, at 3 p.m. in person and 7 p.m. online or Zoom, all Central Standard Time. So let's take a deep breath, tune in, and here's what the runes have to say. Sagittarius, welcome to your rune reading here for the week. Let's get right on into your energetic past. Right here we have, Odin's rune in your energetic past. Okay, so this is like the patch over Odin's eye. It's something that's deliberately hidden from you or something that you already know. So regardless, we're going to get a rune of clarity from another set at the very end after we pull all these runes. So regardless, this is something I believe that you already know. Obviously, if it's in your energetic past, it should be something that you already know. This is probably the best position for this rune in your reading. Moving forward, Sagittarius, we have in your now energies, the vector of victory. This is the God Tears rune, the arrow of success. This is Tiwaz. So Tiwaz here is very stable. This is that grounding energy. Whenever there's a straight line going down in the rune, that's grounding energy. Also, that continued trajectory forward or upward, that is indicative of showing up, dedication, doing the work. So you're disciplined in showing up for yourself. The warning here is not to be in a martyr type of energy here or make yourself out to be one unwittingly. Still, though, this is very balanced dedication. This is still like a lot of scales type Libra energy, that innate sense of judgment, fairness. You could be sticking up for your tribe, collective, family member, or the little guy or yourself, right? And just like being disciplined and like maybe even to an aspect of self-sacrifice, like the god Tyr did. He sacrificed his arm, right? So moving forward, in the energetic near future, we have Naldi's. Naldi's is like the needs, constraints, limitations. That's a balance of, or maybe a calling of attention to. This is going down the path, and now this log is blocking your path. Hence the name. It sounds like now this, so Naldi's. Naldi's. So when you're looking at this happening to you rather than for you, kind of like a couple other runes I know of, this is when it's a to you energy, that's very ego energy. When it's a for you energy, it's like a very gratitude, very grateful energy, or showing up with the balance of what are your wants versus your needs, right? What are perceived limitations versus actual limitations? What are perceived failures versus your lessons? So that's what you're getting to look forward to in your energetic future, is this more, I think this is really more of this. This is the God Tears rune of dedication. And look at how similar this is to Naldi's. This is very stable, very dedicated energy. And so is Naldi's. Naldi's is showing up for yourself, showing up for your tribe, showing up for your clan, showing up for the collective. Now, Tiwaz is very much showing up for your clan and collective. Less so personal, but I believe this is more personal. Okay, so this is very, very beautiful, Sagittarius. You're very disciplined in this work, and I want to, whoops, I almost got that rune of clarity already. I want to see what your rune for the energetic influences. Naldi, or excuse me, Ansus is your rune of the antenna. So that's your rune that we're under the influence of right now. So that means a lot of downloads, prophetic dream work, a lot of your claircognizance, clairsentience, a lot of your clairs in that sort of sense could be increased. It could be a lot easier for you to meditate. Could be downloading or learning new spiritual gifts. You could have something like ESP or like, what is it? Premonition dreams sort of stuff happening in your life, and that's kind of your influence leading to this dedication work. So what do you do with it all? What's the advice for all of this, Sagittarius? There's a lot of discipline, but what are we going to do with it? Yeah, increased faith awareness, your divine defense, divine protection. This could have been I think we'll get some clarity with this from your past, but in your energetic now, you're in the advice to be in your faith, be in your defensive stance. Don't move forward in an offense, but move forward in a defensive stance. Let's protect, hold yourself, be very grounded. This is this rune of Algis, the elk. This is very much your faith. Like the George Michael rune, I call it, because you got to have your faith, baby. So it's moving forward in that faith, determination, and knowing that you will succeed eventually. You have this beautiful know-how. This is increased intuition, wisdom, all of that, right? So through that dedication and stuff, you could be maybe... This is a shake-up where you were called to be more, okay, yep, that was a oops, where I'm kind of, maybe it was, I'm dare to say you were embarrassed from what this was. But regardless, that does not matter. That does not have any bearing on what this is or who you are right now, Sagittarius. You're still showing up for yourself. You're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for your clan, your collective as well. So yeah, very grounding energies. Lots of grounding work. So if you haven't been out barefoot, definitely get out and go barefoot. Try not to do it right before a rain, but right after a rain. So let's see what your energetic influence is what your outcome is for the whole thing. Yeah, you're going to have your increased awareness of Theorisas. So Theorisas, this is beautiful because this is Thor's hammer. It's that Mjolnir is the lightning quick strike that's very forceful, very thorough, very much action. So right now you've been kind of just like dedicated, showing up, just kind of going through the motions. But maybe through this defensive stance, you're like, oh yeah, well that's perceived need, constraint, limitation in the future. So through this now I have healed aspects of I can build, I can destroy, or I can protect. The choice is always up to me. And that's going to be like a really good mantra for you this week, because Theorisas, Mjolnir's hammer, the Thor's hammer, with this here, you're building. You're definitely building. This here, you're definitely building. You're building, or protect. You could be protecting yourself too. So I don't really think you're destroying. You're not really burning bridges here, Sagittarius, but this is definitely a beautiful, thorough energy where you're going to have that sense of like that. When you suddenly release a tension and it feels like you had like a 50-pound weight lifted off your chest, like figuratively, that's what this is going to feel like. When you have these and you're just you're showing up in that dedication and grounding, you're swift, and it's almost like second nature to you, and you're like slaying these needs, constraints, limitations like it's nothing. Like you are embodying Thor almost in this aspect. Like you're really gaining a lot of momentum and action moving forward. You're really taking names and kicking A's, Sagittarius. So taking what resonates, please, leaving what doesn't. Let me know in the comments below how this is all resonating here for you. Before we get the rune of clarity here for you, I want to let you know also that the description box below contains a wealth of information if you're not utilizing it already. It has more of the astrological information and group information I alluded to earlier. Yeah, so this in your energetic past is HŌLD. This is still very grounded, but always one leg moving forward. So this is very present, very now energy. This is indicative of a change of house, spouse, or career was not resonating with you anymore. You're moving away from. Yeah, something probably just didn't sit well with you, or energetically wasn't in alignment. Yeah, where it's calling you to go back into your discipline work and your faith, and knowing that you're going to have these beautiful actions, and like you're going to be like writing lists and checking them off simultaneously. You better keep a couple lists handy, Sagittarius, because this is beautiful. You're going from this rune of movement, from this like surrender to divine flow, to this beautiful surrender to divine flow. And this is the whole message that we need to be in right now. This is like balancing the needs, constraints, limitations when we are present, when we are abundant in our faith and in our discipline work. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Your whole outcome in this, your thorough action, I think you're really building an empire here. Yeah. Let me know in the comments below how this is resonating here with you, but I really believe you're building an empire. Let's see what the messages are from the Soul's Journey Oracle deck. These are messages straight from Source, straight from Spirit, directly to your spirit, directly to your soul. Divine, please show us clearly what message you have for Sagittarius. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. Grief. Yeah, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Yeah, I think this might have been that breakup, or maybe like a falling out with a significant other. I think you had like this significant other kind of cooking at the beginning of the winter months. Maybe you could have had just like a falling out, or maybe there's this energetically you found out it didn't match with you. Maybe even with a career, just taking what resonates here, Sagittarius, leaving what doesn't. Let's read more about that grief card. But I really think that just even if this is like a group dynamic, like a spiritual, like a collective, like a tribal thing, or a familial thing, or a personal thing, however this resonates here with you, you are definitely moving forward. And maybe they're making you out to be a martyr, but you know better. And that's where this faith comes in. And that's where you get to build, protect, or destroy. The choice, you have the choice. You have the power of choice. That's what this, I believe that is. And you can choose, your balance of needs, constraint. You didn't really have much of a choice, in the past, and kind of now. But you are tuning into divine and really going along with it. This is awesome stuff for you. Let me get this, again, this card here. It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Nothing is gone forever, Sagittarius. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the pairing is temporary and illusory. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and have learned nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. Namaste, Sagittarius. Have a blessed, abundant week.